What you saw right there is my exact reaction to all this closed species nonsense, especially chimereons. If you have no idea what I'm talking about, stick around and find out. Okay, this is gonna get the Chimereon community to hate me, and I'm sad to have no chance of officially entering the community, but right now, I just don't care. I know there was a bigger drama surrounding these goofs a while ago, but I cannot find anything on it. Okay, some of you may be asking, what the heck is a Chimereon? That, my dear viewer, I will answer in a moment, but first of all, welcome to my channel. My name is Candy, but for this video, you can call me Strawberry, as that's my bootleg Chimereon. If you're wondering why I care so much about this, I am too. I won't be going over other closed species in this video, as I haven't done enough research to talk about them, so if you came for fluffy shrimp or primogens, you'll have to look elsewhere. Sorry. Also, keep in mind that this video is meant to slander closed species. I do not care about my biases. If you're offended, click off. This video is also meant for entertainment purposes and is in no way a definitive guide to chimereons. First, we need to get into what closed species actually are before we get into chimereons. Closed species are popular in the furry community. They are an original species, usually based off of a mix of something from mythology, food, and real animals. There can be multiple mixes of each of those that I just listed, but it's usually food and real animals. Closed species always have an insane paywall behind them. You need to buy a species character to be able to draw it, and usually there's monetization and microtransactions to upgrade your character. So you can't change colors, markings, horns, teeth, eyes, etc. without running it by a moderator first. Most closed species have master lists that tell moderators what these characters are supposed to look like and if they're allowed to exist in the first place. If this explanation sounds biased at all, no it's not. This is literally what goes on in closed species communities, for real. Someone on TikTok brought up the fact that closed species are literally just NFTs for artists that don't ruin the planet. And before I get hate mobbed, let me explain. NFTs are visual items that are quote-unquote unique that you need to buy to officially own, and while nobody cares about the NFT community, you'll be kicked out if you own one you didn't purchase. Sound familiar? Yeah, it's literally just a closed species. However, furries are a different kind of cringe. No slander, I'm a furry. Now, what is a chimereon? Chimereons were created by DeviantArt user groundlion/Seelmaru. A few people might recognize that name as Groundlion's alias, Seelmaru, was a big animation meme channel. Chimereons are chameleon-like creatures that have a lot of variations. There are mammalian, herpian, avian, aquatic, invertebrate, and unknown. Let's go through what all of these mean. Mammalian is the most common that people like making. They're furry, have omnivorous diets, and always have curly little tails. Herpian is more based on actual chameleons and the like. They represent amphibians or reptiles and live in tropical or humid environments. Aquatic types live in watery areas such as lakes, rivers, and oceans. They actually look a lot like mammalians, but with less fur and a fishtail instead of a curly tail. A curly tail is what makes a cam, so I don't get why aquatic types are even able to exist. Invertebrates are based off bugs, cephalopods, and things like that. They also shockingly don't have curly tails very often, so you can literally make a crab and call it a chimereon, for some reason. Avians are bird-based, as the name suggests, and they have beaks instead of horns, feathers, and wings. Most can't fly, though. The problem I have with avians is they look like birds, with curly tails. It's the cinnamon roll doggies all over again. Finally, there's unknown. These guys all have rare features that aren't found in sentient nature, such as slime bits, crystals, plants, and sometimes metal. These are classified as rare and are off the table for anyone to make. It boggles my mind on how you can slap a curly tail on any animal and call it a chimereon. This closed species can be multiple species, and it's annoying. Let's get into the rules of making a cam, why don't we? First, we need to cover something. Microtransactions. The cam community has this currency called beetles that's basically just dollar equivalent but cutesy. In order to change any Chimereon features, you need to pay for the changes, and while I understand we all gotta get that cash somehow or another, it's so stupid at how behind bars and expensive anything is. I don't want to go into detail, but just to get a base Chimereon adopt, the price can range from around $40 to multiple $1,000, just so you can own a base cam adopt. It's crazy. There are ways to grind everything out and get cams for free, but they take months to do and nobody wants to wait that long. Also, I did abbreviate Chimereons to cams, so I'm gonna say that every once in a while, so sorry if there's any confusion. There's also the upgrade shops, one titled, well, the Upgrade Shop, Chantilly's Bakery, and Juniper's Greenhouse. The upgrade shop is self-explanatory. You can buy items that change your cam's appearance, like horns, colors, eye shapes, etc. You can even change the species type of your Chimereon. The monetization of everything is so unreal, it kind of makes me angry. The bakery has items that can also change your cam's appearance. The upgrades are just all visual, ranging from patterns, glitter, and even parts of your cam being made out of food. The bakery is usually closed, creating a first-come, first-served type mentality, as well as artificial scarcity to the traits you want to buy. Up until now, I've only mentioned the beetle currency, but there are also these things called dung wads, dirt pearls. There's lore behind them, but I don't care about Chimereon cryptocurrency lore. They can be spent in Juniper's greenhouse to buy things like hallucinogenic mushrooms, mushrooms that add changes to your cam that are usually found in real animals and nature, like pouches, crests, poison and venom, etc. There are other plants that can make changes to your cam, but I think whack mushrooms are funny, so you're gonna have to deal with it. The ways to get dirt pearls are so complicated and nitpicky that I'd rather dig up my backyard with my bare hands than do the art challenges required to earn dirt pearls. Okay, microtransactions done, I'm sick of talking about them. Oh, did I mention nothing is open right now? Nothing! Not the shops, not the events. You can't trade or change your cam's design. All the moderators just evaporated. They've been on hiatus for almost a year at this point, as of February 2024, and they're trying to make a website instead of performing on a DeviantArt page. Which, credit to them, nothing can be accomplished in a short amount of time, but to close down the entire community for this long is a little irresponsible. But hey, it's no skin off my back, so I won't go on about it. Here I'm gonna be showcasing some stupid Chimereon designs, because people need to see what these guys can look like and the fact people pay real-life money for these things. If you're like, oh, Strawberry, why aren't you showing the good designs? Why should I? Just the fact that these bad ones are on the official master list boggles my mind. Like, this is a pigeon with a curly tail. Why did someone pay $50 for this? And I get it, communities are amazing. It's good to have a community of just one thing like a secret club, but not if it's gatekeeping literal character design. I just feel sorry for the people that had to pay money to make these things. And I'm not saying these designs are bad artistically, I'm saying they're stupid because people are spending real money to make a dog with a sharp nose, a pigeon with a curly tail, things like that. The most basic looking animals with a single feature that lets them be called Chimereons. It's stupid. And the thing about Chimereons is that they're not original. Yeah, the original species is not original. Search up a Jackson's chameleon. Actually, I'll just show you. See? See? Like, oh, but Strawberry, these guys don't have fur. Most cams do. Who cares? Furries add fur to creatures that should not and will never have fur. Shrimp, fish, axolotls, freaking insects? Why should it not count for chameleons? If you're thinking people should be suing and copywriting people that draw Jackson's chameleons, sue the freaking Magic School Bus. They did it first. I'm too tired for this. I'm just too tired for this. Moderators are also extremely judgy and jump to conclusions often. Do any of you guys know Sir Fluff? Yeah, that's Sir Fluff. He left the Chimereon community in 2022 due to recurring problems with moderators being garbage to him. And the Chimereon community was so important to him. He'd been in it for 4 years. He wasn't ready to so quickly leave. But the fact that this happened shows how bad the mods are. I'll read out his simplified post, and I'll link the longer version of it in the description. Apologies for any stupid, more masculine-sounding voice. I actually don't know Sir Fluff's gender, and he never really said it, so I'm just going off of the Sir thing and trying to make my voice sound more deep. I don't know. I think DeviantArt is the main source of my Chimereon audience, so I'm gonna put this as well, but I've been having trouble with a mod of the species for half a year, only to get an apology of, it was a misunderstanding recently, which it cannot be since not only I've confirmed with Seel, Chimereon admin, and 2 mods, but also confirmed the second time with the mod in question if it's a misunderstanding, which they clearly said it is not. You can see what's been going on for the past 6 months here. Then he links the longer post, I'll link it as well in case you'd like to read it. But, to be short, a mod got aggressive at me for making a one-off AU of my Chimereons. The terms of service at the time states it's okay to do so. Mods made a whole species terms of service update to pretty much target me. Turns out I was right all along. Them saying it was a misunderstanding while I made myself so clear it literally cannot be. I got screwed over so hard, I just can't do this anymore. They apologized, but I can't accept that it was a misunderstanding again. I made myself very clear about it. My Chimereon characters are staying with me since I love them as characters and not Chimereon closed species. So please do not offer or ask if they're gonna be up for offers. Pretty sure he means sale by that. Sir Fluff, an extremely active member of the community at the time, was harassed to the point of leaving, all for making an AU with his Chimereons that he obtained following the rules, because the mods thought it was wrong for him to do so. They were his cams, his fluffs, that he obtained through the community rules, through the terms of service that stated it was perfectly fine to do so. And the mods kept harassing him and saying he wasn't allowed to use his own characters in a setting that wasn't compliant with what the mods deemed as acceptable. The mods even made silent changes to the terms of service specifically just to nag Fluff and acted like they were there all along. Ground Lion then got on the mods' case for harassing Fluff. Then and only then did they change their nitpicky rules that they made just to target Fluff, and had to say they were very sorry. As you can see, the mods don't listen to reason and only begrudgingly follow the rules that mods are supposed to, and they treat community members with respect only if Ground Lion directly tells them to. That drives members of the community out because they'd rather leave than put up with the harassment of the mods. I actually have a story related to this. I have an old IRL friend from a school I used to go to tell me that she dealt with the same thing. In a case of her drawing her cam in a more modern setting along with her other characters, she was actually kicked out. And her cams were wiped from the list as well as any mention of her. I think Fluff got special treatment because he was so famous and had contact with Ground Lion, cause my IRL told me that they spared her no warning at all. I don't have any evidence to back this up. I don't know if she was lying or not, but we were talking about Chimereons a couple years back, and she had told me about that. I want to trust her testimony, but then again, take this with a grain of salt, because she never gave me any hard evidence because we were at school at recess. Part of me wanted to just be quiet about this and see if I could sneak my way into the community, but I just can't stand closed species. I really wanted to obtain one and join the community normally, but it's just not worth it to me, especially since I don't have a job right now and everything's been closed for the past few months. I actually found a growing community of illegal closed species makers, where they just make OCs of closed species because they can. I've officially joined them with this video, I suppose. If you think I'm slandering cams because I'm jealous that I don't have and can't get one, it's because I am. I'm angry too, I'm pissed. I'm angry at the people that screamed at 10-year-old me when I drew something too close to a Chimereon that I was told to kill myself. I was 10. I'm angry at the people that flaunt what we can't have in our faces because they know we're jealous. I'm angry at the people that say they have such a friendly and happy community around them and then turn around and spew the most vile, hateful garbage to the people that don't follow every single rule correctly and never even accidentally step out of line. There's no room for mistakes, and there never will be. That's why I'm encouraging you, my viewers and friends, make your own chimereons, or just make your own characters of closed species in general. Show the cam community that we won't stand for their unnecessary rules and exclusion. This amount of gatekeeping is stupid. I just want to draw a silly little Jackson's chameleon, not be sent messages to kill myself whenever I say or do something that could be seen as wrong. Now, I don't hate chimereons. In fact, they're one of my favorite original species. They're my top original species, even. I just hate the community surrounding them. And a lot of members of the community aren't even in the wrong. It's mostly the moderators, the monetization, ground lion themselves, things like that. I know a few people that are in the community, and they're sweethearts. They're just wonderful. But, yeah. I know this video is out of the ordinary for me, but this has been plaguing the back of my mind since Christmas. I hope you've been educated enough, and I recommend you check out the DeviantArt page if you want to have an unbiased opinion of these guys. If anyone in the cam community somehow made it this far into this video without telling me to off myself or rage quitting, thank you. I'm sorry you had to waste so much money. Closing a species stifles the creativity of young artists. It prevented me from truly growing in my art for years. Years. Let people have fun. Anyways, I've been rambling long enough, so I'll see you guys later. If you want to see more of Strawberry, just ask. Bye-bye. A while ago, it was revealed that Ground Lion, the creator of Chimereons, watches Cub, Corn. Which, for those who don't know, it's the furry version of CP, as well as Lolicon and Shotacon. If you don't know what that is, you're too young to be viewing my channel. Do with that info what you will. I didn't want to make it a big part of the video because this is more of a reflection on the community rather than its creator. But please keep that in mind when researching Ground Lion, as you might see some messed up stuff if you dig deep enough. Anyway, thank you for watching this long. Bye!